So, greetings and you're welcome to today's session. We want to look at forecast analysis, and we'll be looking at different ways through which forecast analysis is being done. So, I'm going to start with one of the methods here, which is I'm going to be using the popular equation of the line by using the slope and the intercept to be able to calculate or to be able to do my forecast. Forecast analysis basically means that you are predicting what is going to happen in the future using what has happened in the past. And that's all of it. You pick data from the past and use that particular data to estimate proportionally, maybe to a larger extent, what will happen in the future. That's forecast analysis. Like some say trend analysis, some say predictive analysis. I think they are all the same. So let's start with one of the very basic methods that we use when we are doing forecast analysis. So now I have a data set which is here. I label one as X, the other one as Y. So let me extend the X and Y up to a particular number. Let's say up to about 22. So let's say these are sales that you made. On the first day, you made 71, second day, 72, third day, 73, all the way up to the 12th day. And then on the 13th day, how much are you likely to make? How many sales are you going to make? What about the 14th, all the way to the 22nd day? So to be able to address issue like this, we can use forecast analysis to be able to do that. And one of the ways that forecast analysis can be done is by using the slope and the intercept method, using the ordinary or the everyday a mathematical equation called, let me write it, y is equal to mx plus c. Now, this particular equation is equation of the straight line. And we all know, and I'm sure we all might have come across it several times. Now, if we look at this, this is the y is there here. Now the x is there on the other side, but we don't have the m, which is the coefficient or the slope, and c, which is either the constant or the intercept. So we need to calculate the m and the c. So let me come here and say my m, and then come to this place and say my c. Like I said, the m is the slope, the c is the constant or the intercept. So the slope, to be able to calculate slope, we normally use the slope function in Excel. So I'm going to tap on slope, and it's asking me for two arrays. One is the known y's and then the known x's. So y's are the respondent, x's are the predictors. So we are going to highlight all the known y's up to this point. And then we bring our comma there. Then again, we highlight our known x's up to this point, and then we simply close our bracket up and tap enter. And so we can see our m or our slope is 3.0, maybe 0.1 or something. I'm not going to change the decimal places. Now let's also calculate the intercept. We have a function also called intercept. So start typing inter, and when this thing appear down here, it is called IntelliSense. You can see intercept spelled there, and then use the tab key on your keyboard to complete it. Again, it's going to ask me of my known y's. That's the values under the y column, or that's the y variable, the array in y. Then we bring comma, then also select those in X as well. And then we simply tap this. So now I have my M and I have my C. So it's left with my Y and then my X. And it's Y I'm going to determine. So I'm not looking for only X. So the X's are here. So if you come and this is the X column, as we can see. So once the X's are down there, so it means we are not looking for Y here. So if I'm looking for Y here, the X value is already here. The M is given, the C is given. So we can easily determine Y here. So to determine Y, I will now come to this point and simply say equal to, you see. And so if I put equal to there, it means y is equal to, then I'll simply say mx plus c. So my m is already given as this. But remember, once, because we are going to fill this through, remember Excel property that when you pick a cell and that cell contains a content that you want, and that cell will not be changing, you need to fix it. So if I start dragging, if I drag to the next cell here, so if I pick this particular cell and I drag to the next cell here, automatically Excel will also drag this one down if I don't fix it. If I move to the third cell, Excel will also move to the third cell here. So it means M will now be this particular cell and C will now be the one down here. So in order to make sure that we keep this particular cell constant, because that one is not going to be moving, but the X values are going to be changing. So we normally fix the cell. And so we have equal sign. Then we are looking for our M. We have calculated our M here, which is our slope. But like I said, it has to be fixed. And to fix a cell, press the function key on your keyboard and press F4. Then it will simply fix it. If you can't do it that way too, another way is to use the hard way. So while the cursor is blinking, you make sure that you lock the cell. And to lock the cell means put a dollar sign in front and at the back of the alphabet. The alphabet. You know, a cell is referenced with alphabet and a number. So I will come to the back of the E and then press my shift key down and 4 to bring my dollar sign, bring my cursor in front of the E, press my shift key down and bring the dollar. Then I've locked it like that. But the short way is the one I showed you earlier. So I have picked my multiply by X. So I'll bring my multiplication sign here, multiply by X. So what are the X value? The X value is just the one on just here. That's it. That one we are not fixing it because we will, when we finish calculating that cell, we'll move to the 14, to the 5th. So plus, we bring plus what? C, and my C value is here. That one too, I will say we need to fix it because it is also constant and it will be at one place. So as usual, you can press M and then simply lock it. And then I'm trying to, and then we simply lock it, then close it up, and then we tap enter. But oh yeah, sorry, I did not start it with bracket, so that is why. So you see that it has calculated, and now I can now drag it down, and then we are good to go. So we have predicted the values or the future values for the 13th day, the 14th day, but we can actually, let me reduce it all to whole numbers by like this. And then you notice that on the 13th day, maybe you may be selling about 108 and then that order. This is how we do a forecast analysis and using the popular equation of the line. Another way through which we do it is by using the forecast itself. We can use the forecast itself. Now, let me delete the whole of this and use a function in Excel called forecast. And then let me also shift this a little bit and make more space for talking about clearly. So the next point, the next phase is that we have the same values, but from the 13 all the way to 23, we want to predict. These are the cells. So we want to predict what will happen on the other day. So we can simply come here and use the forecast dot linear. So you have forecast dot linear inside the IntelliSense. So pick that one. If you don't have it and you have forecast, it's the same thing. So use your tab key to complete it. And you notice that when you do that, it goes all the way to a spill over to cover the previous cell that is by 8. And so, and meanwhile, we are also going to reference that particular cell. So one of the ways to do that is to know that cell address and simply just type it manually instead of clicking it. So the cell, it is G, and when you come to the other side, it's 15. So the forecast.linear is asking for the x. That's the x value. So the x value is just the value on the x column, you see. So I will simply say that value in my case, that cell address, because I cannot have space to click it. It's supposed to be here, but I cannot click it because the function has spilled over into it. So I will simply just write the cell reference, which is 15. So I'll say G and then 15. And then I'll bring my comma. What are the known y's? As usual, the known y's are here. You see, those are the known y's. And you see that when I highlight it, you see something called known y's. I actually created it that way. And I will show you how that is being done. You highlight the whole column as the y values, and then you can come to the top here and simply yeah, we've already named the column, so you can come to this point like this, and once we have named it, anytime you highlight it, it will bring the name up, and then that is it. So I'll say, but let me show you after this. And then the next one too is also the known x's. Close it up and tap enter. So you notice that it's the same value as we had it around here. And so I can come to this point and then drag it down, and then I am good to go. So it will give me the same calculation, just like here and then over there. So that's another way through which we do forecast analysis. But how did I come by the known y's and the known x's? So in Excel, you can actually, if you have a range of values, let's say I have 2, 4, 6, 8, like this. So I'm going to highlight. So now, if you look at the values that we have created, if it was a range, and I know I'm going to be working with this range over and over, it is, instead of me always highlighting the range or writing the range, like from cell this to this, you can actually highlight the whole range like this. Go to the top where my cursor is pointing. You can see there is a place we call the cell address. Usually, when you highlight, the address take effect from the first cell. So here is J3, where the 2 is written. So to be able to name all of this, you can simply now come to this point, highlight the whole thing, and type the name, whatever name that you want, but make sure there are no spaces. That name become the name of all the ranges or of this particular range that you have. So for let's say even numbers. So I will simply type the even, and then I can put underscore numbers and tap enter. It means I have named the range that I have highlighted here as even numbers. The next time I want to call it, I want to call that particular range, I can simply just come here equal to, and then let's say function key down and F3. It will bring up all the ranges you have named. And you can see even numbers is hiding here. And I can click it. And then I can simply print the even numbers all over again. If I don't also want it that way, when you say equal sign, then you start typing even numbers. It will come. You see that the even numbers appear inside the IntelliSense. You use your tab key to complete it, and then you tap enter, the even numbers will simply come. So if you want to perform any mathematical operation on it, then if you come to this point, and let's say you can say sum, and then put into brackets even numbers. You see that all the range is here. Then use the tab key to complete it. Then, and I think I don't know why it did not. So maybe I don't know. I don't know why but that's the point I am trying to let you understand. Maybe I don't know whether because I deleted it or something. So that's how we name ranges, and then we are able to work with it. Now let's see another way to be able to do what is the focus analysis by using trend. So you can actually use the function called trend. And then if you check closely from here, so I have the focus linear there, which I have already done. But there's also another one here, which we call the trend. So I'm going to do that one. The focus linear, I think I've already done that. And so let me show you how we use the trend, and then what we can go. So it's the same number that we have here, that we have. So we want to focus for 13. So I'll simply come here and say equal to trend. There is something called trend here. All right. The trend will act off of the known y's. So if we had the known y's are here, you can simply highlight all the way up to this point. But imagine that if you had already named it, you would have just called it the known y's and it will come. So we have to fix it because we are going to drag it down. So we need to fix the range. So function key F4, then to fix it. Then it's asking of the known x's. And these are my known x's. Again, we need to fix it. So I will say function key down and F4 to fix it. Then you bring your comma. What are the new x's? Then those are the numbers we are going to predict. All right. So the new x's are, what is it, from R18. So it's going to be R18 all the way to R23. I'm talking of this range, but because the function has spilled over to it, I am unable to click here. So that's what I'm just typing the range, 18 up to R23. So I will say R23. And so again, I need to fix it, function and F4. Even if I don't fix it, because I have selected the range, I'm not going to be dragging down. So there will be nothing wrong with it. Sorry. I press. And so I'm going to close it up. And you notice what is it? The same thing. It has calculated the same thing for me up to this particular point. So it can predict the rest of the the number or the rest of the years or the days that you are going to be having yourselves. So these three methods are some of the ways through which we can actually do focus analysis. You can use one, the equation of the line. Two, you can use another one, the focus dot linear. And three, you can use the trend to be able to do your focus analysis. The next moment, I'm going to be showing you another way where we can use trend or graphical method to be able to do trend analysis in the next video. Yeah, so thank you. I will see you next.